Hi folks, this is Dragon. Just inside the caravan that was on the far left in the previous video. I'm just inside at the moment just to give you a bit of a view of what's in here. It needs a good clean up in here. We haven't been out here for quite a while, and I'd like to make a correction. We can't sleep 7 vehicles in here, but we can sleep 8 people. So yeah, double bed there, another one here, and another one down here. We've also got foam mattresses for people to sleep on inside or in tents. Now in this van I won't actually show you the gear. We've got spare tents, backpacks, EDCs and all that sort of stuff. As I said, sites like this, okay, you're forever on top of maintenance. Now if we just have a look up here, this is a ceiling I renovated about 10 years ago, but as you can see there's water damage there, so there's a leak in the roof, so sometime I've got to get up there, find the leak and seal it up. But this van was one we salvaged, and all the ceiling had to be redone in it, which Mrs. Dragon and myself did about 10 years ago. It took about 12 months to do it, using marine ply and that sort of thing. But as you can see, there's quite a bit of water damage. I've yet to come across a caravan or a trailer that doesn't leak. So it's one of those ongoing maintenance issues. It comes back to resource management again, as I've said before. Just there you can see LED light strip. As I said, these vans use solar lighting, solar panel on the roof, and the battery is outside, not inside, so you don't get any battery fumes inside the van itself. This solar panel on this one actually needs replacing. It was one of the very early models, quite expensive at the time, but they come down in price and are a lot better and far more efficient. So I didn't want to bring one out with me this trip, but next trip, that's the next project, to get the solar system working out. The battery's holding its charge. Also of note too is that we've got these here. Now 10 years ago, I mean, one of my concerns was night vision. And being in the services, night vision is a big thing. Last thing you need is, and it's happened to me, someone shines a bright light in your eyes, or even these white LEDs. You walk outside into a pitch black night, no moon, a cloud cover, and you can't see nothing. You're absolutely blind. You finish up tripping over stuff and hurting yourself and that sort of thing. So what I did was, the technology back in those days was red neon tubes. All this works off 12 volts. So overnight, through the switches you can switch the white light off and just use the red neon 12 volt tubes. It helps to preserve your night vision when you're stepping out the door into a pitch black night. The problem I found with these was, at that time, they don't particularly like cold weather. It takes a lot to fire them up, and they don't shine particularly well at all. However, technology has advanced, and you can now get red LED fittings, so that's another job I've got to do out here, is replace those with red LED fittings. Still lights up the inside of the van quite well. You can see what you're doing, but as I said, it helps to preserve your night vision. When we got this van, quite a few of the glass windows were missing out of it, and rather than go to the expense, and I'm very inexperienced with working with glass, all I did was just replace it with marine plyboard. Took the aluminium frames apart and just you know, cut it to shape and just fitted it back in. So that's pretty well it in here. There's insulation in the, I put insulation in the ceiling. Summer out here, when we get a normal summer, you can get 40-degree C plus temperatures outside, so the inside of these vans get quite hot. Open up the windows and let it ventilate. There's also another door up here, so we get a good cross flow of air through the van during the day. So it's designed to be a permanent accommodation situation. Environmental, seasonal conditions are much different in Australia to say the other parts of the United States, and you know, we don't get the cold winters here of snow and ice and that sort of stuff. We do get heavy frosts, so you know, this is the best solution for the type of seasonal conditions that we get here in Australia. So I'll leave it at that. There's quite a few more subjects I want to cover while we're out here. We're only out here for a few days, and one of them is why we didn't put a bunker in. So and that has to do with the geological formation around here, which I'll go into later on. So that's pretty well the inside of this van. Got a cam net there that I picked up from a garage sale somewhere quite a few years ago. It's quite a big one. You can stretch them out. They provide a lot of shade, and of course obviously camouflage if you need it. A point of interest is that wherever you've got a BOL, oh, there's some iron over there. Comes off the iron bark tree. No, it doesn't. Just more stuff we salvage from garage sales and stuff. Come in handy for something. It's always not good to have around. Where was I? Yeah. BOLs, retreats, that sort of thing. Now, some time ago, checked on Google Earth and I found this place. So, it's something to be aware of, folks. It doesn't matter how isolated you are. Out in the boonies or out in the sticks. There'll be a lot of people out there that use Google Earth to try and find places like this, so it's one thing to keep in mind. You might think you're pretty well isolated out in the middle of nowhere, but you can be pretty sure that someone has found your site on Google Earth. And doesn't take much skill to actually pinpoint your location. Unless it's pretty well camouflaged. Mountain Mide's bunker is a good example of that. But in this case here we weren't able to do that, and I'll go into more on that later on. So that's something to think about anyway. Survivalists with BOLs and retreats, above ground installations, buildings, vans like this, even vehicles. You can be pretty sure that there are a lot of interested people out there who have already pinpointed points of interest, shall we call it, on Google Earth. So something to think about. Alright folks, that'll do it for this video. Geez, it's going to take me half a year to upload these to YouTube. I'll leave it at that and get back to you later on today. Thank you.